How many people do you know leaves a career of 10 years to go live in the woods? What's up, guys? My name is Lana Harris. This is Lana on Location. I am road tripping around the country in my Jeep, and we're just looking for really cool adventures because I'm with my boyfriend. So we're looking for cool things to do, cool places to see. We're basically visiting all the national parks, and then we're showing it on social media because I feel like every time we went to go look for a place to go, we couldn't find a video on it. I got here because I was a news anchor in Atlanta, Georgia. I was a morning show news anchor, and I basically worked my whole life to get to that position. And so it honestly feels a little crazy that I left and I'm now living in a tent. I literally went from living in a high rise in Atlanta, Georgia to living in a tent and Airbnbs. You know, we're not like completely roughing it. But the way that this happened was honestly insane. It actually started with a trip to Utah, to Zion National Park, I think it was called. And we just realized, 'cause I was with my boyfriend, we realized how beautiful it was and how much we really wanted to see more of sites like that. We wanted to travel. We wanted to see what this world looked like. And, you know, my contract was coming to an end. And that's basically how it works. When you are signed on to a news station, signed on with a news station, you are signed on for a certain amount of time. So my contract was for 3 years. So I got to that news station in 2022. And when my contract was coming to an end, you know, some things were happening that led me to realize that I might not want to stay, that I might want to see what else might be out there. And as I was thinking about that, you know, I was thinking about, man, do I just jump straight into another job or do I take a break? A lot of you might even be able to relate to this. I had been trying to be a news anchor, to progress in my career field my whole life. I knew I wanted to be a reporter when I was in college, and I knew I wanted to be an anchor really on down the line. And so I've been working on that for years. So if you count my college years, that's, you know, about 14, 15 years I've been trying to do the same thing. So when this contract was coming to an end, it was like, man, you know, what would you really want to do if you could do anything? And I really wanted to travel and see the country. I just got this new Jeep and I realized, man, I could really just pack up, live in a baller tent and just travel and just be really mobile. And that was what I wanted to do. So here I am. So on the days that it rains and stuff, we do go and we stay in an Airbnb. In fact, we were just in Kentucky for that nasty line of storms and tornadoes potentials that came in. I don't even know if the tornado actually hit, but we were right there in the line of the storms. We actually left our Airbnb to go drive away from it because it got really scary. But yeah, so day-to-day basis, we basically just wake up, try to figure out what day it is and what time it is because time doesn't even exist out here. I just wanted to share what this was like. Maybe you're thinking about taking a trip. Maybe you're thinking about camping more. Maybe you're thinking about getting outdoors more. So I thought I would just share what everything was like. And then if you have any questions, I will answer it the next time I shoot videos. Because I think I'm about to shoot like 5 videos because I'm really behind. Again, I want to tell you guys about what happened at each stop because each stop has been kind of uniquely crazy on its own. And we've done some really cool things. And you know what's even crazier? I actually made a vision board. What my life looks like right now is really freaking close to that vision board. I think I left it at my mom's house. So I'll have to ask her to send me a picture so I can show you guys. But basically, I put on there, I wanted a Jeep because I had an Acura at the time. I wanted a Jeep. I wanted to see really cool mountains. I wanted to see really cool landscapes in general. I wanted to meditate more. I wanted to do more yoga. I wanted to spend more time with God, praying, doing devotionals, stuff like that. And when you look at my life now, it's crazy. I now tell everybody, do a vision board. Think of the best possible case scenario of what your life could possibly look like. And think about if your current life matches that. For me, it didn't. I've been working for the same thing for so long. And on that vision board, when I envisioned my perfect life, it wasn't the same anymore. And it was at one point. You know, if I would have made a vision board 10 years ago, what my life was it. You know, I was living in this really cool high rise. I always wanted to live in a city, have a cool view, be a morning show anchor. That was what I wanted to do, and I did it. So, you know, it got to a point where it wasn't feeling right anymore. It didn't feel like that's really where I wanted to be in the set of circumstances that I was in. And so, you know, maybe I go back to that life and, you know, things work out in a better way in the future. But, when I made my vision board, and I wasn't even thinking about anything but just, I want to see mountains. I want to be in nature. I want to have all I need to find that freaking picture for you guys. It's so crazy because, again, I wasn't with anything in mind. I didn't have this in mind when I made it. I just kind of like slapped some things on a board. It is fascinating, honestly, how closely my life now resembles that. So, I would just recommend to anybody at this point to really take stock in your own life, because a lot of people think that you are just stuck. A lot of people think, well, this is just, where I am and how I set my life up. But you really don't have to stay that way. If I can leave a career I've worked on for a decade and just torched everything I knew to come and live in the unknown, you can do that too. Anybody can do that. I mean, it's scary for sure. And there are some days I literally cried the other day when a crow ate all my food. And it's funny even thinking about it. What are your problems right now? Because my problems are the freaking crows. And we're really not roughing it. Like, I know it kind of looks and sounds like we're roughing it. I mean, compared to living with all the luxuries in the world, yeah, okay, this is roughing it. But we still have this tent. I'm 5'11", technically. I claim 5'10", but I'm 5'11", and I can stand up. My boyfriend can stand up in here. That was really important. It's basically a yurt. We're in a massive yurt, so we're not really technically tent camping. It's pretty baller, honestly. And, we've got our chairs set up. We've got a canopy. We've got fire. We've got a little refrigerator. We've got, my car, obviously. We've got Wi-Fi. We've got Starlink. Not a promo, but we got Starlink, so we have Wi-Fi out here. So we are doing this as comfortably as is possible. That was my goal, because I didn't really want to rough it. I'm not there in life, but we're still in the middle of the woods. This is cool. We got a bear risk every night. We got to pack up all of our food and put it in the car, and trash, and put it in the car at the end of the night. So, I mean, we are technically roughing it. And it's really interesting. It actually reminded me of why divorce rates were probably so low back in the day. By the way, my lighting is really going to depend on the sun, because I'm in a tent and I really have no control over it. So sorry. But I feel like the divorce rates were so low back then, way back when, because you really needed each other. Like, you really don't need anybody anymore. We were just talking about this. Me and my boyfriend were just talking about this the other day. You don't really need anybody anymore. You know what I mean? Like, if you left your partner, or your partner left you, you could figure it out. Out here, I need him. He needs me. He could probably live out here, but he probably wouldn't want to. Like, both of us have a load that we carry. He's really good at some things. Like, I could not set a fire if I tried. I could probably set a fire if I tried, but it would take a while. He can bust one out in any condition because he knows what he's doing. I'm really good at organizing. I'm really good at, just doing whatever he tells me to do. So he doesn't have to do it all. So even the times that we've fought or gotten really upset with each other, we need each other out here. And there's really something so beautiful about that, I think, that we don't really get anymore in society. So maybe that's what you need to be doing if your relationship isn't working. Figure out a way to need each other again, And then it's really cool that even if we do fight out here, the next time I see him chopping wood, I'm like, man, God, I'm grateful for him. And I'm sure that there are things that I do that he's grateful for. So, that's my spiel about relationships. I don't even know how we got on this point. The point is, we're going to be road tripping, heading out west. So again, we started in Atlanta. We went to Charleston and visited his family there. And then we went to McClellanville, South Carolina, where we camped. Beautiful camping spot. Talk about that later. And the lessons that I learned there. Oh my God. And then we went to North Carolina. We went to Saluda, North Carolina next. Super fun. That's where we went waterfall rappelling. And then we went to Tennessee, went through Gatlinburg, which, does anybody live in Gatlinburg? Because that's a very touristy town. It was so much fun passing through that area. I don't know who could possibly live there full time. No shade. If you're from Gatlinburg, or if you live in that area, you probably know what I'm talking about. The locals probably are driven insane by the amount of constant tourism. I mean, I couldn't even find parking for less than $20 without really circling around a lot. Anyway, and then now here we are in Kentucky, and then we're heading west. So our next stop is going to be the other side of Kentucky, actually. And the next stop is going to be in Kansas, and we're heading towards Denver. And then from there, we haven't really figured it out yet. I know we're going to go towards California. We're possibly going to go up to Alaska. So we're going to be showing you a lot of really cool stuff. I say we, but I mostly mean me. Again, I just couldn't do it without his help. So we are going to be showing you a lot of cool things. I'm going to make this into a podcast. If you're listening on the podcast, hey, what's up? And then I'm going to be doing these YouTube videos. I was doing actual videos of all the things that we've done, but that was getting exhausting. I mean, I don't have the time in the day to keep editing all these videos. So I'm just going to give it to you all right here. And hopefully you follow along. I mean, this is pretty cool. How many people do you know leaves a career of 10 years to go live in the woods? I mean, it's honestly pretty crazy, but I'm having a blast and I'm going to show you what that looks like. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's pretty liberating to know that no matter what happens in life, you could live in a tent successfully. You could. Like, you really don't. I feel like we've just gotten so used to just all the luxuries of the world. You know what I mean? And taking a step back from that has been very humbling. It's been very humbling, and it's made me a lot more appreciative of having a refrigerator right there, having a bathroom right there, having a stove, having things that you just don't have to think about. Like, if I want to wash clothes, I got to wait until I get to an Airbnb. So I have to figure out what clothes I can wear and when. If I want to go to eat, whatever we have in the car right now is what I'm eating, or else I have to get back in the car, drive all the way to town. You know, you have to think about everything. Packing things up at night. There are bears, there are squirrels, there are raccoons, there are things that are waiting for you to slip up there are crows. First of all, I don't want to make this a cursing type of situation, but F crows. Crows can all go F themselves. And I'm sorry if you're a crows enthusiast, but they can all go F themselves respectfully. Anyways, I'm going to try to keep these to 10 minutes so it's not too much all at the same time. But again, if you have any questions about what I'm doing, how I'm doing this, why I'm doing this, or just absolutely anything, fire it and I will try to answer it in the next video. Whenever I see it, I will literally put your question on screen and answer it. So stay tuned.